Hey everyone, so if you're lucky enough to be living that amazing villa life in Dubai, you also know it's not always sunshine and swimming pools. Today, we're going to get into the real secret to keeping that beautiful home of yours in tip-top shape without all the constant stress. Living in a Dubai villa is just incredible, but there's this silent battle that's always going on. On one side, you've got all the luxury, the comfort, the dream lifestyle. But on the other side, you've got the relentless Dubai environment, and it is working against your property 24/7. I bet this hits close to home for a lot of you. You absolutely love your space, right? The privacy, the lifestyle. But that dripping AC unit, the paint that's starting to fade, that surprise plumbing issue that pops up at the worst possible time, yeah, not so much. It really feels like a to-do list that just never, ever ends. And this right here is why it's so incredibly tough. We're not just talking about some normal wear and tear. You've got the constant blazing sign just beating down on every surface. Sand and dust gets into everything, especially your AC units. And that humid, salty air, it literally causes metal fixtures to corrode. It's a pretty unique mix of challenges that really truly demands a smart strategy. So, when you're faced with this constant battle against the elements, what's the solution? Well, it actually comes in the form of a little three-letter acronym that can honestly become a villa owner's absolute best friend, the AMC. So what is an AMC? Well, an annual maintenance contract is basically health insurance, but for your house. Seriously, instead of scrambling around trying to find a decent technician for every single little problem, you have one single proactive plan that covers everything: repairs, servicing, even preventive care for a whole year. But what do you actually get for your money? Let's pull back the curtain and really dig into what a typical comprehensive plan looks like, because this is where the real value starts to become crystal clear. A really good AMC is like a shield for all the critical systems in your home. HVAC, your air conditioning, is a total non-negotiable in this climate. Regular electrical and plumbing checks can prevent absolute disasters. They'll even handle little things like minor paint touch-ups and pest control. And maybe the most important part is that 24/7 emergency help for when your AC inevitably dies on the hottest night of the year. Now, this is really important. Not all AMCs are the same. You're mainly going to see two types. The first is non-comprehensive, which covers the labor, but you pay for any new parts. Then there's comprehensive, which, just like it sounds, covers both the labor and the parts. That means you have one fixed cost for the entire year, which gives you total predictability for your budget and a whole lot of peace of mind. So, this brings us to the big question, right? What does all this cost, and is it actually worth it? It's really easy to just see it as another bill to pay, but it's so much smarter to think of it as an investment in your property's health and, frankly, in your own sanity. So, for a typical villa, you're looking at a range of about 3,000 to 5,000 dirhams a year for a really solid comprehensive plan. Now, when you stop and think about the cost of just one emergency AC repair or a major plumbing leak, well, that annual fee starts to look pretty darn reasonable. And this lays out the difference perfectly. On one side, you have the AMC, a predictable fee, you get priority service, and it's all about proactive care that stops problems before they even happen. Then on the other side, you've got the on-call approach, which is basically a gamble. The costs are unpredictable, there's no guarantee anyone's available when you need them, and you're always just reacting to things that are already broken. The long-term value, it really just speaks for itself. So what does this proactive care actually look like through the year? Well, a good AMC provider works with the seasons. In the winter, they're prepping your AC before the heat really hits. In the spring, they're checking your water systems. In the summer, they're making sure your electricals can handle that peak load. And in the autumn, they're doing general upkeep. It's a smart, strategic cycle of care. And all of this adds up to so much more than just convenience. Consistent maintenance translates directly into financial value. For one, efficient systems mean lower utility bills. A well-kept villa is going to have a higher resale and rental value. Plus, if you're a landlord, having an AMC in place is a massive, massive selling point for any potential tenants. Okay, so let's say you're convinced an AMC is the way to go. But how in the world do you choose the right company from all the different options out there? Let's get into your action plan. All right, before you sign anything, you got to do your homework. First, check their reputation. Go online, read what other clients are saying. Get total, absolute clarity on what's included and what's not. Ask them for a detailed schedule of their visits. And most importantly, confirm that their 24/7 support is the real deal and it's reliable. And you have to be on the lookout for these major red flags. Vague contracts are a huge warning sign. If they can't clearly tell you how many times they'll visit, or if they don't provide you with service reports after they do a job, just walk away. A professional company is going to be transparent, and they're going to document everything. You know, when it comes right down to it, this is what it's all about. An AMC represents a huge shift in how we should think about owning a home. It's about moving away from that old model of just waiting for things to break and instead embracing a much smarter, proactive approach to protect what is likely one of your most valuable assets. So really, the question isn't whether you can afford an AMC, it's whether you can afford not to have one.